Is it boneless or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we've left the bones.
Oh, okay.
Guys, we gotta debone it next time with that. All right, so check it out, it's like this. We make a lot of food on the show using a lot of weird ingredients, and you're sitting there at home, you might think, that doesn't taste too good. You only see me eating it. I could be lying to you. You may have doubts. Well, let me assuage those doubts right now. Because we have recruited some of the top minds in the culinary industry to judge a 3-course meal made with one signature Mythical Kitchen mystery ingredient to tell you whether I can or can't actually cook. And today we have a very, very special guest. We have a chef instructor who was actually the chef instructor of Mythical Kitchen's senior culinary producer, Culinary. Please welcome Mitchell Frieder.
All right.
Thank you so much. So you were Nicole's teacher?
Yes, first teacher.
Was she a good student?
Yeah. No, she was a good student. She paid a lot of attention, a little scared.
She is certainly not scared now. If anything, if you could like yell at her, make her cry a little bit, get her a little bit scared, that'd be pretty cool for us.
I don't want to relive those days.
I don't think she does
seriously.
either. I certainly don't either.
No.
I'm secondhand scared right now because I never went to culinary school.
Neither did I.
Did you really?
No.
That's awesome. That makes me feel a lot better. But
See, you're good.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's the only A I've ever gotten. All right, so Mitchell, you are responsible for training the great culinary minds of tomorrow. What advice do you give them to cook with ingredients that they're not too familiar with?
Just try a whole bunch of different things with it. You know, saute it, grill it, fry it, throw it against the wall. I mean, do whatever you have to do and find something that works.
Well, we're gonna have a difficult time with grilling this up today because today's secret ingredient is the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. Are you a fan? Not a good first reaction.
No, I'm not. No.
What? Tell me about it. What's wrong with it? What do you think the challenge is gonna be?
Well, it's just, I don't know, it's just over the top, kind of fake and chemically and yeah, not natural. And
there's at least 1% real pumpkin in it.
Nice.
Did you say over the top? Hi, I'm good, how are you?
Yeah.
Do you think Nicole and I, one, you've trained her, do you think that we can make this pumpkin spice latte work in a 3-course progressive tasting menu?
But you gotta make me happy, right?
That's the point.
Okay, I don't know. Well, let's give it a try. And
We're about to find out.
Right.
Let's get cooking.
Okay, not my favorite thing in the world. I'm Mitchell Frieder. I've been in the food business for 51 years. I'm a subject matter expert for the United States Department of Labor. I design training programs for the department and train tons of cooks to enter into the field in conjunction with an organization called Hospitality Training Academy in Los Angeles. I think you can pull this off. There's a good base there. There's a sweetness. You have this pumpkin spice in the back. It can be hidden. It'd be fun to actually pull it out in the food and have it work.
Mitchell Frieder, culinary school instructor. So he is going to be a stickler for technique and also a traditional coursed out preparation. That's why we're starting in with something light. We're gonna take oxtails, the fattiest meat possible, and we're gonna braise it in what is effectively a melted milkshake from Starbucks. Let's get to it. So we're making an oxtail marmalade with a pumpkin spice polenta. We're gonna serve it in little spoons because I think it's kind of fun. I wanna go a little old school for them because I know, a lot of culinary professors, they're playing the hits, they're playing the classics. If you went to see the Stones, you'd be mad they didn't play Satisfaction, you know what I mean? So we're trying to go something a little old school here, a little retro, but still really delicious. And then pumpkin spice latte, braised oxtails. Espresso goes really well with beef. There's an Italian dish that I've actually made in the show before, maiale al latte, that's pork braised in milk. So the milk is gonna curdle, and then we're gonna strain it off. It doesn't sound delightful yet, but it will, trust me. We're gonna get a fair amount of oil in that pan because I want to drop the oxtails in the flour, and then we're gonna toast up the flour and sear off the oxtails, and that's almost gonna function as a bit of a roux and really develop some flavor from all of that flour browning as well. Heck yeah, dude. And of course, we got a classic French mirepoix, because when you think of classic French technique, you think of me. And of course, Mitchell taught Nicole everything she knows. So like we know he's a teacher of sorts. Oxtails are nice and browned. Again, we're trying to get that flour really toasted on there, get some of those Maillard reactions, or les réactions de Maillard in French. Self-taught, no training. No, wait, I took 5 years of French, and that wasn't even close to right. Well, je suis désolé, Madame Keith. That was my teacher. We love Madame Keith. Bisous. I actually did. She would just bring in a bunch of French food all the time. And it was actually really cool because one day she was like, oh my God, I found the most delicious baguette, and it is not even from a French bakery. It is from a Vietnamese place called Lee's Sandwiches. And she would just bring in banh mi all the time, which is pretty cool. So we're taking the flour and all the oil, that lovely oxtail fat at the bottom of the pan. And we're gonna start getting our aromatics in there. All those salt your aromatics, that starts bringing out the juices. Now we'll go tongs. And then we're just gonna, yeah. So burnt flour is what gives, like, say, a Cajun roux, right? That's what gives it its flavor, all that depth in there. You're getting like the kind of toasty bread type notes. What? That's lazy. That's lazy cook and show talk. You're getting the bread type notes from flour? Get the hell out of here. It's like if you watch Gordon Ramsay cook, he just goes, beautiful on everything. It'll be like a head of lettuce, and you're like, beautiful. Which, like, one, if Gordon Ramsay is finding beauty in a head of lettuce, I guess that's pretty cool. Those are allspice berries. There's a little bit of mace to reinforce that pumpkin spice flavor. But, like, no, it's not beautiful. You just haven't talked in 30 seconds, Gordon Ramsay. It's like if I haven't talked in 30 seconds, I just start crapping on Gordon Ramsay. Cinnamon sticks. Pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice. Do people know what it is? Pumpkin spice. Pumpkin functions as an adjective. There's nothing to do with the actual pumpkin. It's the spices that go well with pumpkin. And it's weird that Starbucks now puts actual pumpkin in their pumpkin spice latte. There wasn't supposed to be, but now there's like, here, look, there's a little pumpkin chart on there now. It's strange. Well, there, first 12 years, pumpkin spice lattes existing. 2003, 2015, no pumpkin chart. 2015, food blogger goes, why isn't there any vegetables in the Starbucks coffee? That's unhealthy. And Starbucks like, fine, we'll shart some pumpkin in there. And they did. Aromatics are nice and sweated. And then, ooh, crack some pepper. I like to crack my pepper in while the fat's still toasting, so that's gonna get it to bloom nice and lovely. And then we're calling this an oxtail marmalade because we're gonna strain this all out and we're gonna reduce it like crazy. Add in, that's something, again, I think there's precedent for this. I think there's precedent. My LA latte, espresso rub beef. I think this is gonna be really good. Beautiful. We're gonna let this come up to temp. I'm gonna add actually a little bit of browning. This is mostly like caramel coloring, and then sometimes there's little chemicals like disodium inosonate and guanylate, AKA meat extract, or like autolyzed yeast extract, stuff like that. Basically things to carry glutamates, MSG, monosodium glutamate's the one that most people know, but it's all just, it's flavor, baby. It's flavor, and we're trying to build. We're gonna let that braise, break it down, plate it up.
I believe that there's a focus that we need to return to an understanding how to strive for perfection. Doing it over and over and over again and trying to make it better each time. There are dishes I've been working on for 27 years. That continuity and carrying on and really working something, not always trying to create something brand new and shiny.
All right, Chef, we're going to start you off with a light little amuse today. So we have our soup spoons filled with pumpkin spice polenta that's topped with an oxtail pumpkin spice latte marmalade. We actually braised down the oxtails like Mythical latte, the milk braised pork, strained out the solids and then stewed that down. We have a little bit of pumpkin spice Parmesan frico and finished with some chives.
Okay.
You seem skeptical.
No, I think it's a good idea. It really is a good idea.
We tried to go a little old school with the plating on it. We know it's a little dated, but again, like you said, everything that's old is new again, so thought it was a fun, playful presentation.
Okay.
That was the most thoughtful bite I have ever seen in my entire life.
My students would like watch my facial expressions.
I was trying.
The flavor is good. The starch is a little on the heavy side, little rich. The polenta is just a little overpowering against the meat. And I think if you tone it down a little bit, yeah. No, it's a good idea.
What would you have gone with instead of polenta?
Maybe a couscous?
I think couscous. The grain's so nice, they named it twice.
That's right. But something that has a little more individual character than than cream, because you got cream and cream. The frico is fabulous here, because I'm getting that crunch from it, right? For the flavor, man, the flavor's beautiful. It really, you nailed it. I'd like to see a little more acid in there somewhere maybe, but you know, the flavor is really good using what you used, you know? It's nice. Grade overall, 7.5. It's good enough.
That's higher than my GPA in college, so I'll take it.
If I were hungry, I'd eat another one. But I'm not.
No, fair enough, fair enough. We'll take the plate. We'll take the plate. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Guys, we got a difficult guest at table 7.
I think that food today has gotten too gimmicky, but you know, I've been doing this for 51 years. I've seen gimmicky come and gimmicky go, and we go back to home style food, and then we get gimmicky again and go back to home style because people get tired of it. You know, we see that ebb and flow all the time. What's the expression, what's old is new again? I think we need to kind of look at that, and we get into the entertainment part of it now with all this food on TV and in film, but I think what people really want is just really well-cooked food.
Speaking of old school, let's fish some tiny birds. So quail. Quail is something that a lot of people in culinary school, or at least I'm told people in culinary school are taught to cook quail. I've only dropped them into a deep fryer. Culinary school, Hard Knocks that I went to, we didn't have a quail cookery class. We more had like a figure out how to like feed your drunk friends class, and so it was mostly nacho-based cookery. I would be qualified to teach a class on nacho-based cookery, but we're not doing that. We are making a brioche pumpkin spice latte stuffing. We're gonna stuff it right inside that quail. We're gonna tie up the legs. We got a little espresso ancho chili dry rub going on right here. Sear it off, serve it with a demi. Again, this is classic French cookery, technique-based. Give me 12 to 15 minutes, let that pan heat up. Oil's heated right now. We're gonna take classic French mirepoix. We got carrot, we got celery, and we got onion. We're gonna get some aromatics to perfume through the quail as it cooks. Classic rule, what the fudge is my salt, dude? Classic rule of cookery. The smaller the bird is, the fancier it is. You got your, turkey, not very fancy. You got a turkey sub, that's like, pretty standard lunch. Chicken, you got a roast chicken from a restaurant, it's a little bit fancier. But then you get down into like pheasant, pretty fancy. Quail, extra fancy. Thank you for agreeing with me, finally. And then you get like the smallest birds, ortolan. French songbird, you drown it in Armagnac and then you eat its bones so it cuts up the roof of your mouth and the flavor of its sorrow gets in your bloodstream faster. You have to eat it under a veil to hide your shame from God. That is fancy. When can we cook that on the show? Dang it, man. But there's demand now because of Succession. Y'all watch that Succession? That's a good show, man. All right, aromatics are sauteed. We don't need to take this down all the way because we are stuffing it inside the bird. And then the juices from the bird's hole, we all love a juicy hole. It's going to actually steam and leak into the stuffing, and that's what's gonna give a lot of the flavoring. But, you know, toss some of this bread in here. There we go. Before we get all that bird butthole juice going on in there. Ooh, sage. Love sage with butthole juice. Mitchell's not gonna watch this part, right? Anyways, and we're adding a little bit of pumpkin spice just for some extra aromatization. Chef word, thank you very much. Wait a tick. You know, I don't love pumpkin spice lattes. They're fine. It's just Starbucks has so many other fun milkshakey drinks. Give me they're putting more adjectives in front of it where it's like cookies and cream, sweet, cold, foam, cheese foam, brown sugar shaken, not stirred latte. Give me that stuff. That's what I'm there for. I'm gonna mash the stuffing up a little bit, make sure that bread's nice and soaked, maybe give it a little extra hurting for a squirting. There we go. Just a little bit of moisture. A little moisture in there, and then we're gonna pull this off the heat. It's nice and wet, but also caramelized. It's smelling lovely, but only because I'm now so inundated with the smell of pumpkin spice latte burning in a hot pan that it's good. I'm just gonna sloop this back in the bowl so it can cool before I study. Guys, I got a carrot in the salt well. Don't forget that classic culinary school method. You put one carrot in the salt well, and then you have a carrot in your salt. Bird butthole juice, look at that, coming right out. You wanna open up cloaca? Taylor, can you see? Don't Google something that rhymes with footsie. We're gonna stuff up the birds, and then we're gonna truss up their little leggies. Man, it's gonna be hard to, I'm not even gonna use a spoon. I'm going straight. The stuffing's pretty hot, so this hurts badly, but also it's viscerally disgusting. Don't censor this, dude. I had to watch a live birth in like high school health. If I can watch that, you know, in a school, people can watch this on YouTube. Am I having a little too much fun with it? Yeah. But it's just cooking, man. All right, I'm gonna go sterilize. Well, I've stuffed all the quails and I've confessed my sins to God. Not that God, a different one you haven't heard of. But now I'm gonna finish tying this off and we're gonna get seasoned up with our, what I can only describe as a Bobby Flay-ass spice rub of ancho chili, espresso powder, and pumpkin spice. It's like Bobby Flay meets, I only know this reference from Nicole, so I'm not gonna say like I actually know it, Christian Autumn Girl, right? That's what it's called? Christian Girl Autumn, as opposed to Hot Girl Summer. Google it or go to knowyourmeme.com like I have to do with half the things Trevor says. I act like I understand it, and I go, yeah, and then I go to knowyourmeme.com, and I was like, oh, I understand the etymology of this now, thank you. God, I'm good at being a young person. All right, snip the tip, mazel tov, we're gonna season up these birds. The brown one is the spices. First up, I'm gonna take some butter and then rub it in the hole. Taylor, watch me rub butter in the hole. I'm sorry, this is gratuitous. All right, I'm just gonna smear some butter on it just to get the spices to stick to it. This is an unnecessary step, I don't know why I'm doing it. All right, so the key about quail is you wanna render it quail side first. All right, we're gonna add this in here. But for real, this is like the one knock on quail. I actually am a big fan. I ate quail on my first date with my fiance. It was just a fun little fact, a little Sichuan spice quail. The knock on quail, it's a wild game bird, meaning there's not a ton of fat in it, so it can get quite dry because you're working with lean meat. That's why I wanna cook this hot, fast, not a lot of subcutaneous fat under the skin, and so it's really blast the hell out of it in all this melted butter. So we're gonna let it sear for about 3 minutes on each side, and then hit it with even more butter, maybe some more pumpkin spice latte. I'm all wired up. I keep drinking these off camera, by the way. They are good.
I was working at La Toque in LA, and this Russian guy, I think his name is Yevgeny or something like this, Eugene, shows up at the back door and he goes, hi, I have this Sevruga caviar. I have so much, cannot sell it. I'm selling $40 a pound. So my friend Howard and I looked at each other. You know, we didn't have a bunch of money. I was being paid $4.25 an hour back then, you know. We bought this pound of Sevruga, gorgeous Russian Sevruga. We got all the accompaniments to caviar put together. We flavored some vodka, made some toast points and, you know, all kinds of cool things to go with it. And we came in early the next day and each of us had a half a pound of Sevruga caviar. If I can have a hedonistic experience in dining, I think that's the biggest turn on for me.
All right, chef, for our second course, we have a pumpkin spice latte brioche stuffed roasted quail that's been rubbed with a little bit of espresso, pumpkin spice, and ancho chili. There's what we're calling a latte demi-glace underneath, and simply some carrots that have been blanched in more latte, and some edible flowers.
Looks like fun. I love quail.
I do too.
Oh my God, I love quail. Okay, here we go.
Please dig in.
Okay. Is it boneless or no?
No.
Okay.
No, we've left the bones.
Okay.
Guys, we gotta debone it next time. What the heck?
You didn't glove bone my quail? Dude.
Nicole mentioned that she had to make quail for you in culinary school.
Yeah, you gotta glove bone it. You don't wanna give people have to fight with the bones, and this is America. What are you doing? You know, it would have been really good, but you put too much salt in.
Really?
Yeah, it's way over salted.
Oh, on the quail or the stuffing?
The sauce. The stuffing is a little pasty.
Oh no, we should have dehydrated the brioche.
The flavor of the stuffing is really nice. And you still have some crunch from carrots inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the sauce it's like I'm in the ocean in Coney Island. And the wave took me when I was 6 years old and filled my mouth with sand and salt, and this is bringing me back to that. It's not good.
Listen, man, I'm just out here expediting. I'm here, I'm shaking hands with the guests. You know, it's my team. It's hard to find good people these days. The culinary schools are not turning them out like they used to.
No,
you know?
dude, you're in charge. You have to take charge. You can't blame other people. What's wrong with you? The buck stops here.
The dish will be comped, okay? You don't have to pay.
Again? I had 2 restaurants running at the same time, and this elderly baker, 75-year-old dude working with me, he'd been a Navy baker, and when I closed one of my operations, he said, okay, now you're gonna teach. I said, what? He goes, yeah, I know, you're a teacher. And he says, I want you to come down and apply, and I started teaching 21 years ago, and found my calling. I love it even more than cooking, and I love cooking. Being able to share what I know, to share balance of flavor and dialing in food and getting people past their fears has been the best thing for my life. It's just marvelous. And I have what feels like thousands of kids because they call me all the time and tell me about their successes. It's wonderful waking up in the morning.
Hey Hey guys, I know what you're wondering. Where's Josh? Well, as you guys know, this is my culinary school teacher, so this wouldn't make sense if I didn't make at least one dish for him to try, right? My whole life, I've been terrified of Mitchell, and I'm allowed to call him Mitchell now because he's not my teacher anymore. It's really exciting. I've made a lot of dishes for him before, and I have cried after giving him the dishes and him critiquing me. So I'm really excited to do this in another phase of my life. Woo, trauma! No, he's actually a really nice guy, and he's kind of like a mentor to me, and I really hope he likes what we've done so far. But now we're gonna make some dessert. But before we make dessert, it's election day, and that means you should go to votelikeabeast.com to get any last minute information on where to vote and things like that. This dessert is based off of a Massimo Bottura dessert, one of the greatest chefs of our time. It's based off of a dessert called Oops, I Dropped the Lemon Tart. But ours is gonna be Oops, I dropped my pumpkin spice latte. And the first step for that is making a creme anglaise. So we're gonna start with some pumpkin spice latte, just poured in there, and then some cream. And we're just gonna let this heat up a little bit before we introduce it to our eggs. Now, Mitchell. See, I'm so nervous, like it already opened. Mitchell, really nice guy. I mean, like, I gotta tell you, like, he was a huge influence in my culinary career. He was always very supportive of my dreams. He knew that I wasn't like the other kids, and he kind of cultivated that within me. He kind of told me to never say no to opportunities and to always ask people for what I want. So in a way, if it wasn't for Mitchell, I wouldn't be here right now, so I gotta give him his props. He kind of looks like an owl, but like he's like a very intelligent, wise owl, you know what I mean? Like really, really wise beyond his years. There's eggs and sugar and vanilla in here. So I'm just gonna whisk this up a little bit. We're gonna make a creme anglaise. So our liquid is warming up nicely. So I'm just going to slowly stream this in and introduce it to our eggs. We don't want to give him scrambled eggs because he will know if the eggs were scrambled once before. And now we will pop this on the heat on a very, very low heat so it can thicken up beautifully. Did you know that a creme anglaise is the base of an ice cream? Did you guys know that? So you learn new things every day when you're cooking with Nicole. I am really nervous though. I typically am not like that nervous on this show because like, you know, I got like that cool confident girl thing, like, you know, but here right now I'm like a scared little girl. Fun fact, in school my nickname used to be Mayo Girl because I was really good at whisking mayonnaise. That's not a joke. They also called me baby hands in culinary school because when you do this, I have no wrist. So kids would literally parade my hands around, be like, oh, baby hands, baby hands. Culinary school wasn't like fun for me, if anyone was wondering. Okay, I'm gonna cook this up, and then I think we're gonna plate. Is that cool? Let's plate this up for Mitchell!
I think what makes a really great culinary student as opposed to a bad culinary student is someone who's focused, who wants to do it, who takes in the lesson and goes with it and goes beyond it. I think it's important that a culinary student is hungry to want to know as much as they can and to find some little area of expertise that really they enjoy and delve into it and become amazing at it, just to get excited about something. A lot of the ones that don't make it are the ones that are just doing the job.
Hello.
Hello.
For you today, I have a dessert called Oops, I Dropped My Pumpkin Spice Latte.
Okay.
So it is a pumpkin spice latte cake with pumpkin pearls, a creme anglaise poured over the top, some salted honeyed whipped cream, an espresso fluid gel, and I think that's it. That's it!
It's very pretty.
Hold on.
Oh, no, it was enough.
Oh, okay.
You're
sorry,
fine.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Don't drown it, it was beautiful.
Oh, sorry, okay.
It was beautiful. Here we
Enjoy.
Go. Thank you. Here we go. We're gonna be surgical.
Yeah.
What a fun little touch. A little bitterness.
Yes, I think it's necessary to find balance within a dish, you know, a little sweet, a little salty, a little bitter.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Textures are beautiful, the salt in there, the bitter, creamy, little pop.
What grade would you give me on this dessert?
9 and change.
Yes!
Yeah, no, it's really good. You know, a little, this could be light, little tiny bit lighter maybe.
Yeah, but I don't
The whipped cream, little
The saltiness of it is a little, it's nice, but a little too much. But then I'm weird because I don't like salted desserts that much, you know? But people like that. And you have salt there, and you got salt in the little cake here too.
Just a little touch on the top.
Yeah, the salt level on that's good. The whipped cream's a little salty.
Yeah.
But no, it's good.
I was going for a Texas Roadhouse melted butter
That's
situation.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Mitchell, would you say that it's easier to incorporate pumpkin spice latte into desserts than it is savory dishes?
I was actually about to say that, but yes, no, this is, you know, you want to throw somebody a softball with pumpkin spice latte, the dessert is definitely the way to go. It is significantly harder to do savory dishes, and I give you that.
And you think that that person who made the savory dishes probably tried their best? And you think that like maybe they show real promise, and they're not like, you know, a fully fine-tuned chef right now, but maybe one day they could be?
It was good. It was good. The quail was really good. It's just the salt was just so over the top.
Yeah. Sometimes I get nervous, my hand shakes when I'm sprinkling.
Then you throw it away and you start again.
Yeah.
You don't put that garbage in front of you.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef. I'm sorry, chef. I'm dirt, chef. I'll get off your line, chef.
Not dirt. You are worthy. You're a good man.
Overall, Mitchell, what would you rate your experience dining at Mythical Kitchen today?
I think the meal here was really good. I mean, you know, there's promise, and you know, it's not like you're doing this every single day and perfecting it. This is a one-shot deal, and I think if you worked it, you'd come up with a really good meal based on pumpkin spice latte.
Thank you so much.
I think restaurants need to pick up the mantle and carry it on.
All right, do you think Nicole and I should start a restaurant?
You're having so much more fun here, and restaurants just drag people down and make them old, and don't do that.
Thank you. We are having fun here. I hope you had fun here. Truly, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Had a great time.
And thank you so much for stopping by the Mythical Kitchen. We got new episodes for you every week. We got new episodes of our podcast, High Five, every Wednesday almost, where you get your podcasts. Hit us up on Instagram at Mythical Kitchen. Tag us in your dishes under hashtag Dreams Become Food. Subscribe, tell a friend, all that jazz. We'll see y'all next time. You're too hot to handle, and so is your bakeware. Get a Mythical Kitchen oven mitt available now at mythical.com.